I frequently get asked about the tiny little whistle that I include with my EDC keychain and with my Altoids tins. This is the Foursevens 120 decibel titanium whistle. It's a great little whistle to have on your keychain because it's so small and lightweight that you're hardly even going to notice that you have it with you. The only problem is that it's incredibly hard to find, so I frequently get asked by people on where do I find this Foursevens titanium whistle, or are there any kind of replacements? The problem is if you looked online right now, you're probably going to see that they're out of stock. I don't even think Foursevens manufactures them anymore, so you're going to have to do some searching around, and most likely you won't find it. So for this video, I thought I'd show you an alternative whistle to use. Introducing the Nitecore NWS10 120 decibel titanium whistle. As you can see, it's almost identical to the Foursevens whistle in every way. As you can see there. It's perfect size for your EDC keychain or for Altoids tins. It's very portable, lightweight. It weighs only 0.17 ounce or 4.7 grams. It's a single chamber design, which emits a very high-pitched frequency at a maximum output of 120 decibels. It's constructed from a polished TC4 Titanium alloy, which is corrosion resistant, very sturdy and durable. If you decide to eat this little thing, which I recommend you don't, it is biocompatible and non-toxic to humans, but please don't eat it, even though it's very tiny. It utilizes a precision Teflon resonator that you see in there that is high and low temperature resistant. It works in wet and dry conditions and runs for around $20 at multiple stores online. So what I wanted to do is just provide you with a quick little product review of the Nitecore NWS10 titanium whistle. Let's quickly do a close-up of the NWS10 with the Foursevens version. As you can see, it's almost identical in every way as the Foursevens model. The only difference really is in this little tail design, which we'll talk about last. So as you can see, the resonator is in the exact same place. It has the same diameter at around 7 millimeters. So the only difference that you're going to find is in this tail design where the keychain hole is. So as you can see, it has a much thinner design there where the actual keychain loop is, which I find to work a little bit better when you're using it on your keychain. I find that having this thin version of it allows it to turn a lot easier than it does with the Foursevens version. So that's one plus with the Nitecore NWS10 titanium whistle. But other than that, it's identical in every way possible. Let's go over the size and weight. So in metric, it is 52 millimeters by 7 millimeters by 7 millimeters. So in the US, that's 2.05 inches by 0.28 inches by 0.28 inches. So very, very tiny. Here it is in comparison with a penny. Let's do a quick weight check on it. Let's turn on our scale. My scale actually has a hard time picking this one up, so let me just put it in there. So I have 0.2 ounces, or around, it kind of goes back and forth from about 5 grams. So very, very lightweight and tiny. You're not going to notice it on your keychain whatsoever. Let's test out the sound output of the Nitecore NWS10 titanium whistle at various distances on this football field. Right now I'm about 5 yards away. Let's move on forward. This little whistle is ear-piercing. Very, very loud. All right, let's continue on. Let's go through the pros and cons of this whistle, starting off first with the pros. So the best thing about this whistle, and probably the reason why you'd want to have it, is it's an incredibly small size. It's a perfect size to have on your EDC keychain because you're not even going to really know that it's there. It's so small and lightweight. That's the best thing about this whistle. The next best thing that I have is that it's very loud for its size. It packs a punch at 120 decibels. It's a very high pitch frequency, but in case of an emergency, it'd be very handy to have quick access on your keychain. The next pro that I have listed is the TC4 Titanium alloy. It is very durable. You're not going to worry about this breaking at any point if you were to step on it, in comparison to maybe a plastic whistle, more of your standard whistle type design, which it would crack if you happen to step on it or anything like that. The next pro that I have, I really like the tail design that has the little loop to attach it to your keychain. I find that having that thin design that you see here allows it to swivel a lot easier when it's on the keychain loop that you can see here. So like this, it's going to swivel a lot easier for you. And then lastly, and probably most important, is that it's very easy to find online in comparison to the Foursevens whistle, which is nearly impossible to find. You can find this on Amazon, on eBay, on Nitecore's site, also on various other sites that carry whistles. You'll probably find this, and it will probably be in stock. So I'll provide some of the links in the description box below for those. And that's all I have listed for the pros. Moving on to the cons. So for the cons, the number one con that I have is that it is a $20 whistle. So that's kind of expensive, especially when you compare it to another whistle such as the Fox 40 mini whistle, which you could get for less than $5 pretty much anywhere. But you are paying for the thin size of this whistle, so that's why it costs that much. It's the same price that you would have to pay for the Foursevens version as well. So it seems like these tiny little titanium whistles cost a lot more than your standard whistle. The next con that I have, I find that the surface kind of, as you can see, it kind of rubs off fairly easily. So eventually this label is going to go on it. The same thing happened to me with the Foursevens whistle. It had a nice logo design and everything like that. And then after some time, it just kind of rubbed off. So I imagine that's going to happen on this as well, as you can see. The next con, Nitecore makes a statement regarding this whistle, which I'm not sure if I really agree with. And their statement is, the Nitecore NWS10 is the loudest emergency whistle on the market. And it is 120 decibels, but I'm not really sure that it's the loudest one. I find that you could hear the Fox 40 whistle a lot louder than you could the Nitecore, and any kind of police whistle I think is louder, at least for most people's ears. I think that's why they do use these Fox 40 whistles at football games and sporting events like that. I think you're going to hear it a lot easier than you are this tiny little whistle. So I guess it depends on what their definition of emergency whistle is. But that's another con that I have listed. And then lastly, this is not really a con, but the resonator on the inside, it's a titanium whistle, but that little resonator is definitely not. It's made of Teflon, I believe. So it would be kind of cool if the whole thing was titanium, just in case you decided you wanted to put it in the oven for whatever reason. But I imagine that this is a design, this is by design, and you need it to resonate properly. But I just thought it'd be kind of cool. But again, I think it's a design feature, and it's never been a problem with me because I don't put my whistles in the oven. And those are all the cons that I have listed for the Nitecore. That's going to do it for this product review of the Nitecore NWS10 120 decibel titanium whistle. In summary, I think this is the whistle to go with if you want to have a very tiny micro-sized whistle on your EDC Keychain or in your Altoids kit, in comparison to something like the Foursevens titanium whistle, because you're actually going to find this Nitecore NWS10 available online at multiple locations. So again, I'll include the links to some of those locations in the description box below. For those of you that are looking to get a very special gift for a loved one, I recommend going with the Nitecore NWS10, putting it in a nice little jewelry box. As you see here, it makes a great little special ornament for your silver necklaces. So fellas, on upcoming wedding anniversaries, maybe Valentine's Day or Christmas, make sure you pick up the Nitecore NWS10 for your special loved one. And if they don't like it, they'll probably give it to you anyway, so it works out great. Please feel free to leave any kind of comments below in the comment section, and I'll talk to you guys later. See ya.